For our natural systems agriculture mission from you. And your presence here today at the Prairie Festival and every year is appreciated. And thank you for your financial support too. We're glad you're here. Enjoy the weekend. So we have much on tap this morning and throughout the weekend. A new wrinkle this year, we're doing live streaming of the festival talks. So people from afar who aren't here, who didn't challenge the mud, can partake of the festival. The stream uses a Verizon cell phone connection, and our Verizon connection out here in rural Saline County is good, but not great. So I've been asked to remind you that heavy downstreaming of Verizon content would degrade our signal, and not that any of you would be doing that. This afternoon we will have tours of the research plots led by our scientists. We've moved the time up. If you've been here in the last couple of years, this has been a work in progress as we figure out how to accommodate the crowds. We're grateful that there is that crowd. So at 3:30 we'll line up over by the bookstore, by the registration tent, and you can get a ticket beforehand at the art gallery. And the scientists will divide the group into 5, and we have 5 places where the tour will visit, and you will go from place to place, and you'll be led and escorted and so forth. And we'll be done, we think, around 5 o'clock or something, certainly in time for dinner, and certainly in time for the book signing, which begins at 5. So take advantage of that if you can. It's a highlight. And we'll hear from the scientists yet a little later this morning, so you'll get a clue as to what's going on in their world. You'll have a chance to sample kernels of bread. As in the past, Wheatfield's Bakery at Lawrence is baking loaves that we'll serve at the dinner tonight. They also have baked loaves that we will sell in the bookstore. You can buy a ticket in advance for the bread, and so you don't have to just wait. The delivery will come sometime this morning. We've got a staff person in Lawrence driving back right now. So with that, when the bread gets here, you can turn your ticket in for a loaf. And then also we've got bread that we'll be serving tomorrow morning, and it's baked by Zachary Gulper, who is a New York City baker of some acclaim. He helped us with a fundraiser event that we had in New York earlier this year and baked some kernels of bread. He tested it. He's done a lot of testing with it, and he loves it. And the bread that he baked for our fundraiser was just a hit. And so he is enthused about Kernza and about the Land Institute, and he called and said he wanted to come out and bake bread. Well, in Salina we have no bread bakeries. So, and of course he needs ovens and things, equipment that nobody has. So I found a bakery in Newton, the Crust and Crumb, and called the woman who runs it, a very nice young woman, and told her that what we had, and she said, well, she looked up Zachary information on the internet and said she would be honored to work with him. So she has made her bakery available to him this weekend. And I told her, we'd be happy to, to pay her something for it, but she said no. She wants to donate that because she wants to work with Zachary, and so he'll have that. We'll have little loaves that we'll slice. You'll get a sample of that. A couple of different Kernzas actually, one from Wisconsin and one from Kernza grown here. So he'll have. This is a big project for him. He's doing it all on his own, of course. Tomorrow morning at sunrise, it'll be drier then. We'll dry this place out. We have a Sunrise Prairie walk led by our science staff that begins at 7:30. And if you haven't taken that in the past, it's wonderful. And then also at 7:30, if you'd rather, we have yoga over here in the Hedge Fire Circle, where we had the bonfire briefly last night. And that's led by Sorsha Highland of Lawrence. So plan to be here early tomorrow. Anne Marie Morris from the Salina Arts Center will have children's art projects underway. She's using some Kern's seed in them, and they will be in the behind the bookstore. And we can meet at the Red Barn and escort you over there. That's at 10, and another session at 1. We appreciate their support in doing that. In your registration packets, we've got comment sheets, and we encourage you to fill that out. We have a box for them outside the barn. There's another one over by the parking lot, but of course nobody's there today. And there's one at the bookstore. And so fill those out. Those help us. We've used those the last couple of years, and they help us find out what you like and don't like and how we can make the festival better. Which brings me to my final point. It was via the comment sheets that we learned of an issue in the past 2 years that many of you saw as a real pain in the butt. Our chairs. You're sitting on new chairs this year. Enjoy that and enjoy the festival. So first up is the Strawn Donnelly lecture on conservation and restoration. And we have two presentations before that. One is a biography of Strawn, which will be delivered by his wife, Vivian, who sits on our board. And then from there, we'll go to the introduction of the speaker and the talk itself. Thank you.